Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Nikki and today I have a card for you featuring the January box from the Hedgehog Hollow. And here's a fun fact. I've never worked with alcohol inks. I've never done an alcohol ink background. So today we're going to give it a shot. I have here some alcohol ink Yupo paper from Tim Holtz. It's a plastic paper, so it's non-porous and it has a matte sort of finish to it, so it's not going to come out overly shiny, except for, you know, where the alcohol ink is. And I've got 3 alcohol inks today. I've got pink Sherbet, I've got Pool, and I have Xtreme. And I'm just going to be dropping them down on the paper here to see if I can get a bunch of, I guess, more like circles than anything. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spread some alcohol. I was going to use the alcohol blending solution from Tim Holtz as well, but I'm much more familiar with the colorless blender from Copic. So that is what I'm using today for the background, just to wet down my background. It tends to stay wet just a little bit longer than the alcohol blending solution too, so it gives me a chance to really get a good blend going on. So let's see, the first one we're going to do is the darkest color, which is the Xtreme. And essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep adding layers of color on this between the 3 bottles, and probably a couple of drops of the colorless blender as well, just to mix and spread it out and to create a design. I'll go ahead and speed up the camera right now, so you don't have to sit there and watch me do this. I'm not sure how long this is going to take. So here's the finished panel. I went ahead and trimmed it out with a stitched rectangle die from Honeybee Stamps. It measures about 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. I'm going to go ahead and mat this on a piece of Neenah Solar White, and then we can stamp our sentiment. And here's the finished panel. I've got it matted on some white cardstock, and I'm going to add a couple of embellishments to it. I've got this one from last week. It's white heat embossed on Vellum, and it comes from this stamp set here. It's the Finding Your Way from the January box as well. So I want to put this right about here. I'm going to put a strip with my sentiment straight across the middle. The sentiment I'm going to use is Life is a Journey with Unexpected Miracles. I thought that was a really good one for this, because it's really unexpected what you're going to get with alcohol ink. Case in point. So for the sentiment strip, I'm just going to go ahead and stamp it straight on some white cardstock. And I'm going to be stamping it in, let's do some VersaFine in Onyx Black. This is probably one of my favorite black inks. It always stamps nicely and clearly. Okay, so here is our sentiment strip. I've got it trimmed down to about 3/8 of an inch, and I'm going to snip the edges off. And we are going to attach it to our card front. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put this on with some foam tape or some foam squares. But first I need to adhere our little vellum pieces. I'm just going to put a couple little dots right across the center with some Tombow Xtreme tape, because I should be able to hide that right behind our sentiment strip. And that is going to go on right about here. Let me get some foam squares and take off the release paper. And adhere our sentiment strip right down the center. All right, sentiment strip in place. All we need to do now is add this to an A2 card front. And there we go. There's the card for today. Links to all the supplies I used today are in the comment section below. You can always subscribe for some more crafty goodness. And thanks for watching.